Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something really interesting. We're making my favorite cake, my favorite food and cake too, but we're going to be making pasta cake today. I'm going to take you step by step on how to make a realistic looking pasta cake. It's going to be so much fun. Don't go anywhere. Let's just get right into it. We are starting off with our sphere cake. Sphere. S-P-H-E-R-E. That's how it's spelled. This cake was baked using the wilting pan. This comes two in a box, so I just used one. And I didn't fill up the pan so that the cake doesn't get too big. We don't need that much cake. It's just a small bowl of pasta. So we're going to start off by trimming the top. We are doing that so that it rests. The base is what's the word? The base is stable. That's the word. So that it stays stable. So that was easy. And so now we are going to sandwich with buttercream. Because this is going to be covered in strands of pasta anyway, so we are not looking for picture perfect here. And so we are going to just go all over the body with buttercream. Some people find using this angled spatula easier. It is actually easier when smoothing buttercream on curved surfaces like this. So I'm going to set this aside in the fridge for some minutes so that it firms up a bit. Then I'm going to transfer this and put it on a plate because pasta is eaten from a plate and not a cake board. So off to the fridge. Now we're going to transfer this cake to the plate, this pasta to the plate. So we'll put some more buttercream on it. Let's dress that up a little. So now we're going to the fun part, and that's bringing out our strands of pasta using fondant. So we're just going to put this aside and move on to the fun part. To get the pasta strands, the spaghetti strands, we're going to be making use of an extruder because it's going to take countless and countless amount of hours to roll them single by hand, and then to roll them using just an extruder that has one hole. So we're going to find one that has the closest size to pasta and has multiple holes. I think this is a bit too small, so I think I'm going to go for this. This works. So we're using this. Put that there. Cut a little bit. Make it into a snake or a coil. We're using our extruder. We're using fondant that is pliable because if it's stiff, it will be hard to come out of the extruder. So we're using pliable fondant, and what we do is we roll it into a coil or a snake, and then put as much as can go in there. And then we chose this. And then we put this and cover, close that up, and there you go. So I'm not leaning this on the mat because most times when you lean it on the mat, what happens is as the fondant comes out, it tends to stick to each other, because fondant is kind of sticky, and since this fondant is pliable, it means it's even softer. It's a softer consistency than the fondant that we usually use. So I like to raise it up so that they come out as individual strands, and then I can separate them for easier movement. So that looks more real, because spaghetti comes out as single strands, not caked strands. On to the next one. So we have enough strands to cover the whole cake. I'm using the strands immediately because I don't want them to dry out. As with fondant, you know, the more it dries, the less flexible it becomes. So, you know, because we want it to have like natural movement, we want the pasta to have natural movement. So we are going to use the strands immediately. We roll them out so that they still look real. Just the same thing, going round and round with the strands, trying to create natural flow, natural movement. Now we are going to fill up all the holes. Today's pasta is going to be served with beef sauce. Beef sauce. Now the pasta is ready, we move on to the beef sauce. Originally, I was going to buy jam, and then I bought strawberry jam, and then somehow the strawberry jam in this part of the world is not red. So I'm going to first try and make it red by adding food coloring. And I'm wondering why they didn't put food coloring in the factory. We already know that this is not like 100% jam. So if they added a little bit of food coloring, it wouldn't have hurt anybody. So I'm going to put food coloring to make it a bit red before I introduce crumbs of the cake. Remember that part we cut off that time? I'm just going to introduce it. That it looks like tiny bits of meatballs. So I'm using powdered food coloring. And see, look at that. So now we are going to introduce, remember those cake crumbs, just crumble a little bit. So this is to add texture. It's just for texture, nothing again. So in some parts of the world you can call this stew. Now that our pasta is ready and our meat sauce is ready, we're just going to put our meat sauce on the pasta. So depending on how much meat sauce you like, some people like a lot. Put that there. So I think this is enough sauce. Bon appetit! This is fine as it is, but we're going to take it up a notch. We want to create that wow factor. You know, we want to wow your audience. So we're going to create a gravity-defying effect using a simple skewer and a plastic fork. You can use a fondant fork if you make it ahead of time and it dries. If not, you can just use a plastic fork. We're using a plastic fork because the plastic fork literally has no weight at all. And so to do that, we're going to use a skewer and a fork, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So guys, here we have it. These are realistic looking pasta cake, but with a little twist, the gravity-defying thingy with the fork. I hope you had fun watching this. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and also hit on the notification bell right there so that when we have new videos, you're one of the first people to watch them. Thank you so much for watching. And so a recap of how we made this cake: a sphere cake, pasta strands made from fondant using an extruder, and our meat sauce is jam, cake crumbs, and then this gravity-defying thing is just a skewer holding up the plastic fork. Simple, very simple. So I hope to see your creations, and I hope you remember to tag us and also follow us on our other social media handles showing on your screen.